Story 1. The Deltopia Stalker. I go to a public university in California, one of the smaller campuses in the UC system. Bigger ones like UCLA, Berkeley, and UCSB have legendary tour days for incoming students, which are really just excuses for massive all-day parties. Berkeley has Cal Day. Santa Barbara has Deltopia. My school is about a 2.5-hour drive from UCSB. Usually I'm not the party type, but it was my senior year, my last chance. So when my friends asked if I wanted to join them for Deltopia, I said screw it, I'm in. Hunter drove, with Damon, Benjamin, Armin, and me crammed into the car, all of us over 6 feet tall. After an hour hunting for parking, Hunter worked his charm on a sorority girl and somehow scored her reserved spot. Hunter's sister, a junior at UCSB, let us crash on her apartment floor. It was practically gold during Deltopia. She and her roommates were chill, so we started partying that night, even though the main event was the next day. Here's where things get weird. Hunter knows a guy named Amir. Friend is generous, loud, insecure, always making everything about himself, and he'd screwed over my friends before. No one had invited him. Yet as we were leaving the liquor store, there he was, standing on the curb. Without a word, he fell in step with us. When we got back, Amir sprinted ahead, lied to Hunter's sister that he was staying there, and walked right in. Hunter was furious. He told Amir to leave, and after 20 minutes of arguing outside, Amir finally did. Later, we realized Hunter had been sharing his iPhone location with Amir. That's how he found us. Creepy, but we laughed it off. The next day was wild. Deltopia lived up to the hype. That afternoon, Ryland, another friend, checked Amir's location and froze. The dot was on top of us. The second we mentioned it, it started moving away fast, like he'd been watching. Ching from a car. We brushed it off. That night, after everyone crashed, I woke to glass shattering. The balcony door was destroyed, a rock on the floor. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the closet door handle twitch. My gut told me not to open it. I woke Hunter, and when we came back, the closet stood open. Amir was gone, but in the corner, Hunter pulled out a massive kitchen knife from inside. Amir had been hiding, waiting. If I'd opened that door, I might not be alive. We called police, filed a report, but that was it. The next morning, Amir had blocked all of us. He vanished. No messages, no sightings. And knowing he still knows where we live keeps me on edge even now. Story 3. The roadside robbery. About 10 years ago, I was driving from West Patterson, New Jersey to Fort Worth, Texas, to visit my parents. Somewhere around Arkansas or Oklahoma, my car started acting up. I pulled over. After a few minutes pretending to know what I was doing, a white pickup pulled in behind me. A man in his mid-30s stepped out, curly hair, long, unkempt beard, workman's hands. He barely said a word before leaning over my engine. After poking around, he claimed I needed a compression tester and that his friend could bring one, but his phone was dead. He asked to borrow mine. The moment I handed it over, he pulled a gun from his jacket. Calmly, he told me to sit on the shoulder. He took my wallet, backpack, phone, and even made me unlock it. Then he drove off. I eventually got help, made it to Texas, and spent weeks replacing IDs, freezing my credit, and moving on, until 6 months later. Mail started coming in, new credit cards, thousands in charges from Tennessee, then a call from my health insurer. Someone had received emergency care in Georgia under my name. My social security card had been in that stolen wallet. I filed reports, froze accounts, everything. Still, the fraud kept spreading. I decided to hunt him myself. I searched online constantly, until one night on Craigslist in Jackson, Tennessee, I saw a listing for tools and electronics that matched charges from my stolen cards. I emailed the seller, set up a meet, and called Jackson police. The next day, the man told me he'd be in a red pickup. When police staked out the spot, he saw them and sped off, crashing into a ditch minutes later. Shaken, he claimed the items were given to him by a friend and ratted out the real thieves. Police arrested all 3 men involved. They'd been targeting lone drivers on southern highways for months. Justice was served. But even now, I double-check my mirrors every time I pull over. Story 2. The fake traffic stop. In April 1996, I'd just finished basic training and was stationed at an airbase in San Angelo, Texas. My closest friends were Sebas and Kay. One warm weekend, Sabas suggested a day trip to Austin. Kay drove, and about an hour in, he asked if we'd noticed the SUV that pulled onto the road after we passed. I turned to see a dark-colored Tahoe trailing us. Kay switched lanes. The Tahoe mirrored her. Again. Then the lights came on. Undercover cop, right? Except the man who stepped out didn't look like any officer I'd seen. All black tactical gear, no visible police markings, just an unreadable patch on his arm. He didn't approach at first, just stared through our rear window, scanning our stuff and Kay's bumper stickers. Finally, he walked up and asked for her license. He took it, returned to his SUV, and stayed there for a long time. Then 2 more men stepped out with him. My heartbeat spiked. The first man returned, casually asked if Kay's father was in the military, pointing at her military bumper sticker. She smiled and said, "No, I am, and so are they," nodding at us. Something shifted. His posture stiffened. Without a word, he handed her license back and told her to slow down. They all got in the Tahoe and sped off before Kay even started the car. We agreed they weren't real cops, and that if we'd been civilians, it might have ended badly. A week later, news broke. A man and woman had been found murdered along a highway outside San Angelo. Their car, a black Tahoe, stolen months earlier. We went straight to police and told them everything. To this day, I believe Kay's military sticker saved our lives.